Good morning or afternoon. The old fisherman back with you again. Hey, we just caught this catfish casting people with a gulp shrimp. Can you believe it? Casting with a gulp shrimp. And that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to cast a little bit with gulp shrimp just to prove a point that you can catch these casting with a gulp shrimp on an 8-pound test line. You see it right here. I got a 1/4 ounce head, and we are going to try to cast it up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to just reel it slow. Hey, we're going to cast in there just like we casting for bass, but yet we targeting catfish, and we're going to cast it in. Well, I ain't quite close enough yet, but I'll get there. And we're going to let it sink down. And we just gonna reel it slow. I caught a few a while ago yo-yoing it, but then I tried to reel it slow and I caught that one. So maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Don't need to yo-yo it, just need to cast and reel. And we're gonna see if a catfish up here hitting around, they feeding on shad right in here. And that's why I'm trying this. I might need some kind of wiggle tail jig. I might need a Mr. Crappie doing this. But right now I'm gonna try it with the gulp shrimp. Just see if I did catch that one and I had another one on. So that tells me right there that's possible we're gonna catch a couple. I wanted to prove that I could catch a catfish casting with a gulp shrimp. And that's something, cause it's something different. I like to always come up with stuff. Kind of like casting for trout at the coast. Just reeling it slow. And we're gonna see if one will crush it. I don't know. I know I had 2 bites right then, right before I turned on the camera, but all day long I've been having a hard time. I kept about 20 perch. I probably caught 50. But and made a little clip, but it wasn't really that good today. So I decided I'd come over here and try to mess with these catfish just a little bit. I got some night crawlers, but I ain't got enough time starting that. So I'm gonna try to cast gulp shrimp and see if we can catch a couple catfish casts today. And old gulp shrimp ain't wanting to stay up on the jig head. I got the wrong head on that for the gulp shrimp. I might have to put a Mr. Crappie on that and try to catch him with it. And I will do that if I have to. Old Mr. Crappie got that wiggle tail. They'll probably take it probably better. They is. See what I mean? That's all you got to do. All you got to do. Cast it. Oh, Lord, and he got off. My goodness, that was a big fish. He nailed it. He nailed it. Look at the slime up my line, would you? That was a big one. When they slime up your line, that was a big one. I don't know, maybe I didn't set the hook good enough. I don't know. All I know is he creamed it. He creamed that gulp shrimp. Hey, creamed it enough that I'm sure gonna throw it back out there again, I can tell you that. He nailed it. That was a big fish. That fish had 4 or 5 pounds. I can tell the way he was pulling. That was a big fish. I mean, a nice fish. I don't know about big. Got slime all over me. But I think the key is going to be just throw it up there and reel it in. What I think. That's what I think today. And you got to kind of hold your rod toward them, because this light rod, light line, hey, they're going to not, you're not going to set the hook right. Is what it looks like. And see, my jig ain't staying on that. That's good. That's bad. I'm going to have to get me another shrimp. Maybe I'll pull it around out the other side. Maybe that'll hold better. Try that. Try anything once. But my jig ain't staying up there, people. That ain't good. You want the jig to stay up on to the head, and maybe it'll hold down on that white side. But we're just going to cast that in, let it sink down, and try to pull it in slow and hope one will bite it. And I know they will. That's 3 bites out of here last 5 minutes. I had 2 right before I turned on the camera. That and they creamed it. That was a good fish. That was a good fish. Them old catfish now, when they hit it, that's hard to catch them suckers. They got tough mouths. You got to really set the hook. And this old rod ain't probably stiff enough for this. But it's what I got right now. But hey, you can cover some ground if they feeding on shad. And these blues and channel cats around here are definitely feeding on shad out here. So all we're doing is chucking it up against the bank, let it sink down a little bit, and reeling it slow. That's all we're doing. And in hopes want to bite it. Old blue or old channel. And the wind starting to blow. It's about time to go home. And this is the end of the day, and I want to prove a point that I could catch a Monticello channel catfish cast, all blue. And I know I can. I know I can. I just done it. And I wasn't on film. I wanted to do it on film. I had my opportunity right there, and he got off. And that's the way it happened. But we ain't give it up yet. I'm going to let it sink down. Boy, that wind's blowing, so I can't hold it. But must be some more rain coming or something. A little wind blowing like that. But we're back out here where we had the bonanza day catfishing, and I'm sure I could have fished with worms and caught them today. I'll be honest with you. I don't want no more catfish right now. With all them purchase stuff I've been catching, I don't need no more catfish. I got to get some room out the freezer, so I'm playing around. Basically, I'm playing around. And what I'm doing, in hopes to show you where I can catch, that I can catch a Monticello catfish casting, and I'm on the wrong side of the boat. Camera's on the other side of the boat. And they out here. Just a matter of getting one to bite. They out here. I see them feeding up to you, they hitting. They out here. You gotta get the right place. And want to crush it. Right place and one will crush it. Throw it down through you. But I think I need to be out and pulling it out deeper, because I think the bigger fish are out deeper. There he is. There he is. Took it on the way down. There he is. There he is. See that? That's what I'm talking about. A Monticello catfish casting with a Gulp shrimp, 1/4 ounce head. You got to love it. You got to love it. You got to love it. Something new. The Old Fisherman loves to come up with something different. It's lots of fun. Casting for catfish today. Look at that. Now that's a channel cat, not a big one, but he ain't a bad one. That's a little channel cat, but he crushed that doggone Gulp shrimp. Look at that. Huh? It proves to you right there that they will hit a Gulp shrimp casting. Try it again. I'm catching that. Might as well, ain't it? How about that, people? The Old Fisherman is doing something different. You gotta love it. I'm wiping my old nasty hands over my pants. My wife gonna get me, and I got a rag sitting right here. And she gonna see what I done. I'm in trouble. But anyhow, the Old Fisherman is doing something different. He's casting a doggone Gulp shrimp for catfish. I know y'all don't know nothing about that. Huh? If y'all do, write me and tell me, because this is something new to me. But hey, slow. But it's fun. It's something different. Anything different's fun. I mean, you got to love it. You got to love it. Now, throw this baby back up this hill. Down yonder. Let us sink. Let us sink down. And it gets down in about 15 foot of water, hits that bottom. That last catfish hit it on the way down. One hit it then on the way down. One hit it on the way down right there. I see my line jerk. How about that, people? How about that? Hit it on the way down. Amazing. Catfish casting. Like I say, any kind of casting is going to be slow. When I get on them white perch straight down, I can lay it to them because I ain't got to cast and work it in. I'm putting it in the strike zone, keeping it in the strike zone. When you casting, you got to, excuse me, you got to get it in the strike zone, and it don't stay in the strike zone that long. So, out there like I'm fishing with them perch is a whole heap more opportunity because you're keeping your plug in the strike zone longer. And casting here, you don't know really where the strike zone is. You're just casting and bringing it in, working it in. You can work it in, yo-yoing it, keep it down, or you can just cast it and reel it. And I don't know which one is going to be the best. The last one I caught, I threw out and he hit it on the way down. The one before that, one nailed it right there, just casting it. Just casting and reeling, he nailed it. That's what I'm talking about. That's a nice one. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He's a nice one. But he hit it just reeling it in. people. Reeling it in is what he done. Hey, he's a blue, a little blue. He ain't that big, but I'm going to dip him because my old line ain't but 8 pounds. And I'm going to dip him, and he come off in the net. It's a good thing I did. But see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about, people? I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to bring the rod up here. Look at here. You got a blue catfish. Look at that. That I just caught. And guess what I caught him on? I'm going to show you. A Gulp shrimp with a 1/4-inch head with a little swivel above it. That's all. That's what I caught him on right there. Huh? You got to love it. A new way of fishing. The old fisherman's come up with a new way of fishing. And that's what he does best. He's a pioneer when it comes to figuring something out. Now, hey, I'm sure somewhere somebody's going to say, I've been doing that for years. Hey, but to me, it's a new way of fishing. And I didn't see it nowhere. I just figured it out on my own. But we're going to try it out again. That was fun. Don't y'all think? Hey, it's slow, but it's productive. We just caught 2 catfish and a couple casts. Catfish, which you wouldn't even think you could catch casting on a Gulp shrimp that really is designed to be used in the ocean for all your ocean fish, and we are putting it to test in fresh water right now today. That's what we're doing. And I'm gonna let it sink down, and I'm gonna reel it. I'm gonna just reel it. You know, he comes by one of them, I believe he'll crush it. I believe he will crush it. And it seems to me like, now I first started off in another little while ago, I was yo-yoing, and I caught a couple little ones. But since I just started to reel it, let it go down and reel it slow, I've caught a couple big ones and had one big one to get off. So that's the way you experiment. Then you put 2 and 2 together, and there goes another one. Hit it on the way down. Oh, yeah, he's on it. Hit it on the way down, took it falling. See that? Gulp shrimp at its finest, casting for catfish. Oh my gosh. The Old Fisherman has come up with something else, and I'm telling you, it's working. And this, my friend, is a nice little blue. He's probably 2 pounds or so, but catching casting is so special. Anybody can catch him with a cut bait. We figuring out another way. We figuring out another way to produce in Lake Monticello, and it is casting now, a Gulp shrimp with a 8-pound test and an ultralight. You got to love it. Huh? I'm sorry I didn't hold that fish up. I'm so excited. But look here. I'm going to show you the last 2 I caught. Look at that. 2 Monticello channel, no, excuse me, they blues, blue catfish, and I will get them up there a little close if I get back there to it, to show you close. Look at that. Caught them casting with a Gulp shrimp. It's I mean, that's the only way I can sum it up. Who would have thought? The Old Fisherman. I get excited, people, when I think I done figured something else out. I can't help it. Hey, I can't help it. Another fun way, which is many fun ways to fish, don't get me wrong. You got your traditional methods where you throw out the old wheat, and they'll come to it, which you don't have to do. I keep telling these guys, they come over here and they chunk out sour wheat. Nobody don't listen to the Old Fisherman. They think they got to do it. We got a couple old hard-headed guys around my home that thinks that's the only way they can do it is come out here and feed the fish before they try to catch them. Well, that ain't the way to do it. They in here naturally. You might can draw them, but them fish is up and down this bank all over the place. You might can draw them, and I say you don't, but in about the first hour or so, they full and they gone. Every one you catch will be slam full of wheat, and they full for the day. This way, they ain't full for the day. You can keep catching them. But them older guys, they want to throw out that wheat and buy the wheat. That wheat ain't cheap. Then they got to stink it up, let it sour in a bucket of water. And you don't have to do that. All you got to do is come over here and go fishing. be there. They will be there if they feed. So all we're going to do, and I like to get in here and throw parallel with the bank. The wind's blowing me wrong. I really ought to have the camera dead center where I'm fishing here. I really need to be fishing back where you can see it on the camera. But right now I need to be throwing up that way, so I need to swivel camera to the other side of the boat. What I need to do. What I need to do. But what you do is you reel a little bit, and I think stop it, let it fall down, because that thing's dropping off. So you reel it about 10 foot, let it stop, go back to the bottom. Then you start reeling again, about 10 foot, let it stop, go back to the bottom. I think that's going to be the method. I don't know that for sure yet, because I ain't played with it enough yet. But I'm thinking that that's going to be the method. That way you kind of pulling it off the bank, dropping down, pulling it off the bank, drop, because this thing drops down. Out here, 40 foot of water, 30 foot of water. Up there, it's, you know, it drops from here to the rock in probably 30 foot. So, and all I'm doing is casting it up there. Letting it fall to the bottom. Hopefully I don't get in a daggone rock. And I'm just going to reel. And I'm going to stop it. Maybe I shouldn't even stop it. I don't know yet. I got to figure it out. I ain't figured that part out. We figuring this out together. We are figuring this out together. Is what we're doing. And in hopes that we'll get on some. You know, it's not going to be like throwing that night crawl out there and watching a cart go down. It's a whole different world. But it's a new way of fishing. And that's what we're doing. We're doing a new method. Let it go down, reel it. You let it go down, up the bottom, reel it. That's simple. I don't know where they're going to be. They can be scattered all out in here. I see a fish jump right there. That's catfish. That's catfish schooling is what it is. So they're out here schooling. Now, I get it back to the boat. I don't know how high they are. So you got a project with every cast. But I believe if the right fish sees it, he will bite it. Especially if they feed on shad out here. So that thing looks like a little shad swimming. That's what it looks like. And like I said, you might take the Mr. Crabby King with that tail and catch a feather. I'm not sure. We will try it. I don't know if I'll try it on this video, but I will try it. There he is. There he is. It's really slow. There he is. Ain't that big. Slow. There he is. There he is. Look at that. A white perch. Oh, a whole white perch is dreaming. So, hey. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if a largemouth or a smallmouth would hit this thing also like this in here. Wouldn't surprise me not one bit. Nope. Just a matter of just casting the bank, just like casting for bass. That's what it is. Kind of like casting for bass. And there's probably several different types of jigs that size, 2-inch maybe about a 2-inch type jig that they would bite. I'm using this because that's what I got right here on now. Boy, that wind is starting to blow. There he is. Oh Lord, that was a bite. He hit it on the way down and I missed it. He thumped it. Right before he got to the bottom, he thumped it. I'll tell you that right now, he thumped it. He hit it. No question about that, he hit it. I just didn't jerk it. The wind had a line blown, my slack blown in my line, and I missed that bite. He's done got my jig. See how he knocked it all down? I should have caught that fish. I didn't set the hook. You can't, like my wife the other day, she was getting all these bites, wasn't setting the hook. Let me tell you, with artificial flow, you got to set the hook. You won't catch them. So we'll drop it back down, and while it's going down, you need to watch your line and make sure the one don't thump it while it's going down, because they will. He'll thump it and spit it right back out, even though this is Gulp shrimp. And he'll thump it and spit it right back out. I want to prove to y'all, hey, we could catch fish casting. And we have already. We don't catch another, we caught several. And I know I can catch another. I can catch one, I can catch two. If I can catch two, I sure can catch three. So I know it works. How good, I'm not sure. If it's something out there that works better, Probably a night crawler, but casting, I'm sure it's a jig that'll work better. Right time, right place. But this Gulp shrimp, they'll bite it too. They'll bite it too. Now, the wind's got me all messed up. I'll be honest with you. The wind's got me all messed up. And I'm going down the bank too quick. I don't like that. Too quick, covering too much ground, and you can't cover too much ground too quick. You go right by the fish. Throw it back this way, see if we catch one. We ain't been down there yet. We're going to throw it about 20 foot off the bank, let it sink to the bottom. While it's sinking, I'm watching my line for any kind of whip on my line, and one might thump it while I can set the hook. Okay, it's on the bottom. Now, we're going to just reel it in. We're just going to reel it in. See what happens? Might not doesn't happen, but we're going to try. I really think that I ought to reel it and stop it. Reel it and stop it, but I ain't too sure of that. Right there, I ain't getting no bite. No bites. No bites. Try it again. Throw it in a little tighter this time. Over there a little tighter to the bank. Maybe they up there on the bank. I don't know. But we're throwing it a little tighter. We're letting it go down. Letting it go down. All right. Now, we'll reel it in. Reel it in. Oh, they hit. They out here feeding. I'll tell you that now. It's just a matter of catching. They feed. I don't know why they wouldn't hit trolls. To be honest with you. They out here like that. If I get the right speed, they ought to hit trolls. They ought to crush it, trolls. What I'm thinking. I mean, crush it. I don't know. Let it go down. Watch the line. A while ago, I had that bite hit it on the fall. So you got to watch that. They will hit it on the fall. I might have too big a head. They might want it with a softer fall. I don't know. I don't know. Might be got out of them. I don't know. But I'm telling y'all, hey, I want to prove a point. You can catch some catfish casting with a jig. In this case, it's with a Gulp shrimp. The Old Fisherman trying to prove a point. Could be catching a lot more fish, I'm sure. But we cast it. But it's like when you get in bass, you got to be at the right place. They ain't everywhere. They ain't everywhere. And I ain't sure I don't need to go back over where I was catching a while ago, go back across there. You got a little spot. That's where they at. That's where they at. They at that one little spot. Well, I see brim all over the place up there against these rocks. I mean, it's brim everywhere. I don't mind telling you, it's brim everywhere. Right up here. Uh-oh, got the bottom. Got the bottom. That's what happens when you get up to the rock. There goes a bass. That one a bass probably 4 pounds. That's why I like to come up here and look and see what's up there. If this bass up here, it's time to get that floating worm up here on these rocks. And it was a bass right there. He might have been bedding. He went off the bed, flew off the bed. And I got this. I threw up here in the rocks like an idiot, like messed up. Hey. Right there. So them bass up here, too, few of them. When they get through spawning, they'll get up on these rocks and catch them with a float. One thing about these fish, though, you get up here running against this bank, you spooking them out. So really, I need to get back off the bank. I need to get back off the bank if I'm gonna do this, because I'm scaring them out. See all kind of fish running. But I want to prove a point. The Old Fisherman, always trying to prove a point. And Devil doesn't hit it. Right there. See what I'm telling you? Right there. Right there's another one hit it. Lake Monticello catfishing, casting, if it's a catfish, casted with a Gulp shrimp. I ain't sure that's a catfish. I don't know what that is. Gulp shrimp. Yeah, it's old blue. Old blue, good one, blue. Good one. Good one. Good one. Look here. What I'm telling you. Look what the old fisherman done caught. Casting a Gulp shrimp. People, we have found a new way to fish for catfish today in Lake Monticello using, and you see it in his mouth, look at that, a Gulp shrimp casting for catfish, a blue, the old fisherman, done it again. Steve Cumlander. Took a while, but we proved a point. You can catch catfish casting with a Gulp shrimp or probably any kind of jig in Lake Monticello. I'll see you on the next video.